Let's start with David Samson. Top 5. It's just Underdog sports movies. It's not sports movies. It's top 5 Underdog sports movies.
Isn't every sports movie an Underdog sports movie?
Who's the underdog in Field of Dreams?
Okay, almost every. Oh, Shoeless Joe Jackson. He's an underdog.
No, he's an overdog.
He's a pariah.
Yeah, that's an underdog.
Kevin Costner's the underdog. He had to build a baseball field in his
He's an
backyard.
absolute outcast. He's not an underdog.
David kind of got your ass, Amin.
Number 5, David Samson.
Slapshot.
Good one.
Paul Newman with a hockey movie with one of the great hockey fight scenes pre-anthem in the history of all sports movies.
Pre-anthem?
Slapshot.
Jessica, what year was Slapshot, Jessica?
1977. Slapshot qualifies for Medicaid.
Ouch, hold on.
Put it on the poll, please, at Le Batard Show. Does the movie Slapshot qualify for Medicaid? Adnan, you were going to say something.
Yeah, listen, I love Paul Newman in that movie, Dan, and the Hanson brothers are fantastic, of course, putting the foil on. What I find hilarious about Slapshot, I do like the movie, I'll back up David on this one, is Pacino at one point was rumored to be playing the lead role until he informed them he actually couldn't skate. Just imagine Al Pacino playing the Paul Newman role.
That goalie's got a great ass.
Put it on the poll, please, at Le Batard Show. Can you imagine the movie Slapshot starring Al Pacino? Number 4.
You got to go hard on the forecheck.
Number 4, Samson.
Eddie the Eagle. Eddie the Eagle is about a ski jumper, and it is now an expression used by everybody when you are over your skis, which clearly many of us in this show are. Eddie the Eagle, put your hands by your sides and just face down.
What a lame movie. Like, listen, the real story,
Unspeakably
the real story
lame.
is great, David. The real story of Eddie the Eagle, the ski jumper from Great Britain, is a good story. Back at the Olympics taking place in Canada. The movie's about as lame as it gets. I mean, Taron Egerton, Christopher Walken, Hugh Jackman, they wish they could excise this from their IMDb. This is about as phony and false and contrived and as bad as sports movies get.
They could excise it from their IMDb if they so chose because it's user-generated by agents. But that said, we're talking about underdog sports movies. Who is a greater underdog than Eddie the Eagle?
Just because it's a true story doesn't mean it's a good movie. The movie was bad. It was howlingly bad. Roll your eyes bad. As like your list.
I know you're talking about Ed Belfour.
I love Ed Belfour. If it's Ed Belfour, if it was anything equal to Ed Belfour, that qualifies. Yes.
Number 3, Samson.
Rudy.
Overrated.
Anytime you have a short guy on the football field, that's something I want to be a part of. It is a movie that makes you cry. It's a movie that makes you laugh. It's a movie that makes you hope. It's called Rudy. Go ahead, Adnan. Say one bad thing about Sean
I
Astin.
dare you.
10 good minutes doesn't mean it's a good movie. 10 minutes. He gets one sack, and oh my God, this is now going to be one of the great inspirational movies of all time. Ned Beatty, this is my dream to see my son on a field. Charles S. Dutton relegated to that role of the black guy who's like, do it for Rudy. I'm so happy for Rudy. Like, this is a ridiculous movie. There's no chance Rudy's a great movie. Come on.
You're losing audience every time you open your mouth.
No, I'm
for
not.
you to
Amin's backing me up.
criticize
Charles S.
Rudy.
Dutton, back me up.
I'm on team Adnan. It's a 2-hour version of a participation trophy.
One of the greatest movie scores of all time, though. We can all agree
Oh,
on
great
that.
music, great music.
Great
Yeah.
music.
No, here.
Music elevates the movie for sure.
Number 2.
I'll buy the soundtrack. Yeah.
Number 2 is one of my prized possessions and one of my all-time favorite movies, filmed at County Stadium in the middle of the night, not in Cleveland. It's called Major League. Jake Taylor, folks.
It's a good one.
Hey, I ain't gonna argue with that one.
Yep.
You tell me Jesus Christ can hit a curveball? Major League, fantastic.
I liked Major League. It was ruined for me by the idea that you would score from second on a bunt to end the game. As lame as Tom Berenger can't get down the
Exactly. Exactly, did basically a catcher on his last leg to someone able to score with full legs from second base on a bunt.
I made a proposal in 2013 to the owner of the Marlins that I wanted to put a picture of him in the clubhouse house and rip off a piece until he was in his skivvies, because that's after we had broken down the 2012 team, and it got summarily rejected. But I think it would have been awesome.
Would have been great for Jack McKeon.
Jessica, Tony, are you familiar with Major League, the movie, or is it too old for you?
Wild Thing.
There it is.
1989. It's a little bit on the cusp for me.
Number one, the greatest sports underdog movie of all time, David.
Adnan, I dare you. I dare you. The Bad News Bears.
Good movie.
Listen, I like the remake because of Billy Bob Thornton and Richard Linklater.
But
But
the remake stinks.
no, but the original is overrated. It's a nice story. It's cute. Tatum O'Neal, I got it. But nobody's rewatching that. I couldn't pay Winningham enough money to watch that movie right now.
I
You
watched
can't
it-
get through that
I
now.
watched it
Matthau is
last
the
year.
greatest coach in cinematic history.
Doesn't
It's
hold up.
about as formulaic as it gets. I mean, back me up here.
No,
Just
I like Brad News Bears. I think you're being too harsh, Adnan, but
Brad News Bears would be a great movie. I like that.
You
By the way, Samson, how is Mighty Ducks not in your top 5? Mighty Ducks, come on, man. Plenty of short guys in that one.
So I didn't want to make the entire list about short guys, so I made the number one about children in order to excuse, and the guy whose name is now escaping me live, the one who smokes and rides the motorcycle.
Kelly Leak.
And he,
Is the character.
what was his name?
Kelly Leak.
Yes, exactly. Played by the guy who also made movies as an adult, very creepy movie with Kate Winslet. That said, when I watched The Bad News Bears, it made me love baseball way more so than any other movie has. And it also is famous for me because all of the movies that came after, The Bad News Bears Go to Japan, Spring Training, the redo with Billy Bob Thornton, they were all crap. But the original deserves to be in the Smithsonian.
Juju, put it on the poll, please, at Le Batard Show. Is Walter Matthau the greatest cinematic coach of all time? I'm closer to Samson than I am on Adnan, because while Adnan says it's formulaic, the formula was invented by Bad News Bears. It's a 1977 movie. It's the first movie of that kind that I have seen, so I would place that in my top 5. Let's see what Adnan's list looks like here. Number 5, do you have any of David's top 5s in your top 5s?
I have one, Dan. I have one which we had to agree on. Other than that, my list is clearly much better. And we kick it off at number 5. Win-win. Great movie with Paul Giamatti, Bobby Cannavale, Jeffrey Tambor. Giamatti, one of our great actors, playing a wrestling coach, an absolute underdog right now, inspiring, taking care of this kid. It's a funny movie. It's a sweet movie. It's amazing. Win-win. And it's recent. Before Jess gets on me, that's the most recent movie of any list on any of these lists. Win-win's a great underdog
It
sports
is
movie.
recent, but it appears to be a movie that none of us have seen.
heard of.
Samson, your thoughts on Win-Win?
Here's where he got that, and I know exactly what you did, Adnan. You did your usual. You went on the computer, and you wanted to get a movie that would make you look like you know about movies. So you go to Paul Giamatti, you go to Win-Win thinking, oh, I'm going to look all smart today, but I'll put it at number 5, and then I'll recover with a few movies that people have heard of. Give me a
Giamatti's one of my
break.
favorite actors, and I do look smart because I am smart. Number 4. Number 4 is Hoosiers.
Oh, no.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
Listen, it's a little dated, okay? I admit the montages of the 80s music and the short shorts I could do without. But Dan's mentioned great coaches. Are you kidding me? You got to get Gene Hackman in there. And Dennis Hopper as an alcoholic, Best Supporting Actor nominee. Got to give some love to Hoosiers. Come on.
He wasn't even acting.
shout out to Gene Hackman partying with Baby Billy back in the day.
I can't believe your list so far, Adnan. It's one of the worst things you have ever done. Number 3.
Time for redemption, Dan. Number 3 is Friday Night Lights.
No.
Based on Buzz Bissinger's book and an incredible performance by Billy Bob Thornton, laid-back coach, Texas football, inspiring, and most notable because the underdogs do not win. So it is both realistic and inspiring. Friday Night Lights cuts right to the heart and, of course, inspired a very good television show.
Can they
Your
be considered?
audience pandering.
Can they be considered underdogs when they went 11-1 in Texas high school football? They're not really underdogs as such.
Against the Permian Panthers, though, Chris, they were pretty big underdogs.
That's a good point. But I will say another preposterous sports movie ending. That doesn't that game end like they win the big game on like a triple reverse flea flicker, like in the top 5 pantheon for worst sports movie endings of all time.
Samson, your thoughts there? You're shaking your head vigorously.
He likes
Because
Friday
I'm
nights.
worried about screen time here because I think you're going to cancel this segment going forward. I actually am seriously worried because Adnan is so beyond comprehension in how he's doing these lists that I'm afraid we're going to lose audience.
Number
Sometimes someone is a forward thinker, okay? It all comes around in the end. Go ahead, Dan.
number 2.
Major League. Got to be in cahoots on this one. Even with number 1. So far, Dan, by the way, whose list do you like better? His, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, get ready for this. Number 1.
I'm about to say, Of course, man.
Rocky, are you kidding me?
Winner!
Thank you, Stu. It's freaking Underdog sports movies. Rocky Balboa. He's hitting slabs of meat. How the hell is this not the number 1? It's not even his top 5 that disqualifies his stupid list. My list is way better.
My top 5 is Rocky, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, and Creed. How about that? And Miracle. Invincible.
No love
That's
for Little
7
Giants.
movies, Stu.
Rocky 1 is boring.
Dodgeball? Anyone? Dodgeball? It literally has Underdog in the title.
Same with
It's not a
Kurt Warner's
sports movie.
American
Dodgeball's not a
Underdog.
sports movie.
No.
I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? We didn't need to get an Underdog comedy. How about Kingpin? Can we get
Oh,
Kingpin?
Good one. Yeah.
Kingpin is great.
Left out Karate Kid.
Oh, Karate Kid.
Kid.
Great Underdog, yeah.
Wax on, wax off.
Guy, see you later. That you were bored, you were indifferent, you stifled a yawn during that wax on, wax off.